juiceready.co, the website goes up this week, but basically a lot more businesses have taken their media online. So they've needed like a bit more. They put more spend into their digital media campaigns, and it's really hard. Like a lot more people are building websites now as well, which is also what we do. So yeah, any content creation of digital media, whether it's for search engines or whether it's for websites or apps or the digital traffic that you're buying with marketing going to them, that's picked up massively. And then on the other side, UCT have put all their courses online. So a lot of universities have been saying forever, we're gonna put all the coursework online, and they've always just kicked the can down the road because they've never had to. So with COVID, that forced them to put it all online, and now you don't have to leave your house to study. And I think that'll, there's a big problem in South Africa with school with education fees. University is very expensive, and I think if you can learn online at home, I'm hoping that the fee goes down slightly. Because the necessity to have a lecturer present at all times goes down, and you can sort of learn on demand. So let's see if that works, because a lot of South Africans need cheaper education, and it'll really help our economy in the long run.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway.
Yeah, good stuff, dude. Woo, great little monologue there, Dan. Jeez.
Thank you, guys.
I also liked, well, then for the self-promotion during While We Live as well. That was pretty good.
Juiceready.co, we'll put it in the description.
No problem whatsoever. This is why we're here, boys. This is why we're here. But yeah, guys, listen. What did you guys think of the absolute spectacle that was this weekend? I'm already starting, like, I'm a little bit speechless already. Like, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to say. There's so many things to consider, so many things to talk about, so many controversies or not controversies.
Yeah. I cried, I laughed, I cheered. It was emotional, right? That whole
I definitely cried, and I definitely cried during that card. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an intense. It was, when Stipe and DC were going at it. I was clammy. I felt lightheaded. I was shaking. I didn't know what was going on with me. I had bodily functions that were
No, it's nervous energy, anxiousness.
It was incredible. I almost felt like I needed to go have a shower afterwards.
Yeah, I think it also didn't help the co-main card. Also, it sets you up to this whole weird standard of what we weren't expecting, and then all of a sudden we're going into the biggest heavyweight championship here, and you're already shocked to the core, and now you've got this massive fight happening. It was
it's insane. It's just one of those fights where there was so much on the line. Literally they were going to call one or the other the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Or the heavyweight GOAT.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, of course. Pardon my faux pas. So I didn't even know where to start. So one of you, Dan, how about you take us away?
No, so this card was amazing, and I'm a casual, so I only watched the co-main, and a few other highlights. But
he says he's a casual, but he's not really.
No, I really think that, and this is a bit disappointing, but it really, I love heavyweight, but it highlights why my favorite divisions are
the smaller guys.
Yeah, lightweight, welterweight, and middleweight are my favorite divisions. I love featherweight too. And you can't hate on light heavyweight and heavyweight. You got to love them. So every heavyweight every championship fight, I'm gonna watch. But I think the guys just knew each other so well from their first two fights, and that's why we didn't get a KO. Not that we needed one. It just obviously makes it more exciting. And at that weight, when the guys are when someone weighs, what did they come in at, about 240 pounds? When someone gets hit by a 240-pound man, it's nighttime.
233 and 236 pounds to be exact.
Okay, so Stipe came in at 236 and Cormier came in at 243.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fight, but there were better fights on the card, I thought.
Oh, well, absolutely. That's the first thing you said in your voice note when we were getting geared up to do this episode. You said, listen, if there's any other fights that you need me to see, just let me know. And I didn't let you know because I didn't have the time. But I will I will gladly educate you tonight, my friend.
Okay, thank you. Please educate the listeners too, because we've got some strong fans on here. We've got some casual fans on here, aka
we got Gaza Bennett in the
Gaza
chat.
Bennett watching. We live for the first time. We expect a little comment with a heart.
Yeah, like we're kind of testing this little this machine out. So I mean, we can call this. This is the 13th episode of From the Corner, of course, but
we are the biggest podcast that does combat sports in Kenilworth. So
in Kenilworth, who's in Kenilworth, bro? Are we
the Hound of Hartfield?
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's brilliant.
Biggest combat sports podcast in Pinelands, Rondebosch, Mowbray.
We could say the biggest combat sports podcast in the southern suburbs.
In the southern suburbs.
No, maybe not.
Should we start with the early prelims?
Yeah, no, we can. Did you watch the entire card, Jay?
I didn't. I only watched the major fights or the one early prelim, and then I think 2 fights in the prelims, and then the whole main card.
Okay. All right. Okay, I watched. Do you know what happened? Okay, I've got to explain to you my beginning of my Sunday. So, I have a couple of I have a bottle of wine, a couple of glasses of wine. Let's say a bottle, maybe a bottle and a quarter, maybe a bottle and a half.
What else did you have, Papa G?
So I get, and I've just got this new DSTV PVR system. I'm really excited to get going and enjoy the fruits of PVR, so I can record the main card and the event before and the event after, just in case I miss a little bit of the first and miss a little bit of the last. Luckily, I am subscribed to UFC Fight Pass, so I wake up in the morning, I make a little cup of coffee, it's nice and cold, I put my gas heater on, I get comfortable, I put my DSTV on, or my TV on, I open DSTV, I go to my playlist. It had recorded the thing before, the event before, and it had recorded the event after, and it had not. Dear. There was a 3.5 hour gap, which was UFC 252. So I had to wait for catch up, and I had to. Luckily, I passed the time by watching the prelims on UFC Fight Pass. So thank goodness for that. A little bit of random information, but it was a very frustrating start to my day, and I could have got things done a lot earlier.
While you were saying all that, I was thinking, is Ashley Yoda's tan real?
Definitely not, without a shadow of a doubt.
Anyway, back to the prelim. Back to the early prelim.
Definitely not. She's so tan, but damn, that girl fine.
I didn't say that. I was looking at pictures of her now. I'm just wondering if the tan was real.
Okay, cool.
But she is very fine, yes. Okay, back to the early prelim.
All right. Okay, Jared, take us away, brother.
Well,
you didn't watch it, okay?
Yeah.
So, I actually didn't watch the early prelims. I watched the prelims card, but I truly believe that Jim Miller versus Vince Pichel, from Hell Pichel versus Jim Miller, was a great fight. It was a great fight. It was a decision. Unfortunately, it didn't go Jim Miller's way. I mean, I like both fighters, but Jim Miller just broke the record for being the fighter who has made the most walks to the octagon. So,
I was going 36. to say this guy fought at like UFC 110 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
how old is he?
He's my age. He's like 35.
He fought at UFC 89.
Dude, exactly. It's crazy.
In 2008.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
That's crazy.
And then TJ Brown versus Danny Chavez was incredible. That was such an amazing spectacle by Danny Chavez. I mean, this TJ Brown just got beat up for 3 rounds straight, leg kick after leg kick after leg kick, and he was it was a spectacle. You need to go check out Danny Chavez's featherweight debut in the UFC. He's someone to watch for sure.
You got to look at him on Sherdog. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia article yet.
Yeah, exactly. And TJ Brown is a fighter that we've seen before who's shown a lot of tenacity and been extremely exciting inside the octagon. And, it's one of those things.
Is Chavez a high-level Muay Thai?
Kickboxing, Muay Thai. He's got a great scramble game. He can wrestle everything. And he's from Arkansas. With the name Chavez, it sounds a bit strange, like it's not like Bryce Mitchell.
I see a lot of his wins come from KO and TKO.
Yeah. But then there was another fight. It was Daniel Pereira or Daniel. It was Herbert Burns was on the card.
And
main. Yeah.
No, you see, I didn't know that was the main card. There we go. All right, so you saw the
John Dodson.
Yeah.
Versus Merab was the first.
Merab Dvalishvili.
Merab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you maybe just go straight onto that main card and talk about Jalishvili?
Yeah, I mean that dude's got the energy.
Yes, he's got for days.
How entertaining is that guy to watch and listen? He takes the Habib Pashka or whatever the name of that headgear that he wears before and after the fight to the next level. It's like 3 times he looks like Marge Simpson. It's crazy.
He was a great first opponent to start the main card because his just energy and shouting and screaming just got me so frothed for the rest of the main card. So it was really cool.
Yeah, but what was disappointing for me is that John Dodson is a winner of the Ultimate Fighter series, and he was so dominant for many years, and he's just he was known for being one of the faster guys. He just did not pull the trigger. He was I don't know if he was too worried about the takedown or what Merab was going to do. I mean, it's very clear what Merab is going to do. He's going to take you to the ground, or he's going to hit you and
bulldoze you, yeah.
No, but and then put you up against the fence.
Yeah.
So it was weird. Because even Merab got more off on the stand up as well. It was just it was strange not to see John Dodson, and he's out of Jackson Wink in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with John Jones and Holly Holm and all those people. So it was strange to see how he just didn't pull the trigger, and he's not known for that.
Yeah, I mean, I kept hearing the commentators like Joe Rogan, them saying like, "Oh my gosh, John Dodson's like one of the fastest guys they've ever seen like fight ever." And the whole time they're saying that, I'm like, no, surely they mean Merab, because he's clearly like killing it more than John. So it was interesting hearing all the talk, but not seeing it during that fight.
Yeah. Danny?
No, I just thought that, sorry, I was going to change the subject a bit there and just say I know why that they were on the main card is because Kutalaba versus Ankailev
was dropped, yes.
Because he tested, Kutalaba tested positive for COVID. Which was,
Fuck, what a bummer, because I was looking forward to that fight. That was probably the sleeper on the whole card.
I should tell the listener, by listener I mean listeners, but mostly just guys
Bennett.
I should tell the listeners that when Jay broke the news about the fact that he tested positive, I thought that he had...
You thought it was juice because he's the Hulk.
I was pissed at my mate's place on Friday night, and I thought that he had popped for steroids. So I got upset and I started calling him a snake in the grass.
Snakey, look at this little snake in the grass.
It's so funny. I actually, when you messaged back, I thought you were joking. That's why I was like laughing, and I was like, "Oh wait, do you really think he tested positive for steroids?" Eh?
You know, we've been dealing with I've been talking about MMA for like 5 years, and I've been talking about COVID for like 4 months. So test positive, it's ingrained in my brain that is when someone pisses hot. And not good.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good showing by Merab. He's someone who. Oh, there we go. There's the next fight is Daniel Pineda. But he is someone that is very hard to not support. He's hard not to back, and he's hard not to support. So and he's a lot younger than John Dodson.
And he's fought 3 times this year now.
Well, I mean, he's fought twice in the last
3 weeks.
Month or two, I think, or 3 months.
Okay, well, Merab, I don't know how to say Merab's surname, but I'll definitely be watching his next fight. Davishvili. I do keep a list of guys. I do keep a list of guys that you guys talk about. One of them was Green, so I always want to watch Green's next fight. And yeah. I mean, this is
talking about Derek Green, yeah.
Yes,
loud tattooed on his head and stuff.
Yeah.
But then there was the featherweight bout between Herbert Burns and Daniel Pineda. And
jeez, I enjoyed this fight.
Wow, it was so much fun. It wasn't very. It wasn't very long. It was 2 rounds, but Herbert Burns is Gilbert's brother, and he's obviously got a jiu-jitsu pedigree that is second to none if judged by the Burns brothers. But he missed weight. He was 3 pounds over, and Daniel Pineda hasn't been in the UFC for 6 years.
Yeah,
and it was a do or die situation for him, and he ended up getting Herbert Burns in a mounted crucifix and just raining elbows, for days. I mean, there was massive hematomas on the front of Herbert Burns' face, and it's sad because Herbert Burns is a BJJ practitioner, and what I actually saw just after the fight is Michael Bisping on Instagram explaining how to actually get out of the mounted crucifix.
I saw that.
With his son,
it's actually quite easy.
Yeah,
it's quite easy, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and if you've got one leg, one eye, and half a brain, you could get out of this thing. So yeah, it was great. It was great to see. So he explained how to get out of the mounted crucifix. Remember, the mounted crucifix was what Kimbo Slice got caught in with Roy Nelson and the Ultimate Fighter. That was like the ultimate demise of Kimbo Slice's cred in terms of MMA back in the day. But anyway, rip Kimbo. But
let's just say that Kimbo Slice wasn't a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Or have Henry Hooft as his trainer.
100%. Oh, that's another thing. Henry Hooft is his trainer. I mean, they know these things.
But this makes me really interested in Daniel Pineda, if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah.
He's my age. He's 34, born in 85.
Yeah.
He's a black belt. He's fighting out of you guys heard of 4 Ounce Fight Club? Fighting out of Houston, Texas. I havenn't heard a lot about this guy.
No, I don't know. Well, no, I knew.
And he just beat Herbert Burns.
Yeah, and he's got a record of 27-13. That's a lot of 27, 13, and 2. So that's a lot of fights. That's like 42 fights.
Look, he's got. The two no contests that he has are both wins, but for some reason they were overturned. I'm trying to look. Okay, he pissed hard for banned substances. Okay, so then that's right. They should be overturned. 13 losses, but his last loss was in 2017 in August 2017, Bellator 182. So I like this guy already. I mean, he's got a couple losses, but he just beat a very high level black belt with a submission that shouldn't probably get caught in. I did watch the highlights, but I need to probably watch that back.
And Burns didn't make weight either.
Yeah.
So it was a good win for Daniel.
But you see, when you don't make weight, there's 2 things that could be happening. A is you do it on purpose because you don't want to be depleted. Or B, so then you actually have the advantage and you have a massive 4-pound advantage as well, which is considerable at featherweight. Yeah. Or B, he was so depleted that the reason why he could have been beaten by a submission is because he just was so depleted that he couldn't even make the rest of the weight and he was half dead trying to do it. So you got to think of it, it might be to his advantage, it might not be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they're saying. Like initially when Daniel took him down, they were like, he just looks like he's got no energy. He's got nothing. And then he just kept using that and just kept getting him down and then got him into the crucifix. And
his brother, I see that Gilbert is his BJJ coach along with the head coach, but so that's quite interesting that Gilbert Burns is his I know Gilbert Burns is a very high level black belt. I think he's a 2nd degree black belt in BJJ. I can just check that quick, but Yeah, I mean, I think maybe there's a situation where he goes up a weight class because I know his brother went from lightweight to welterweight.
Yeah, I mean, what was this? What was this? No, this was featherweight, dude.
Yes, but I'm talking about so by the way, yes, Gilbert Burns is a second degree black belt in BJJ under Rafael Barros. But Gilbert Burns went up from lightweight to welterweight. So I'm saying that his younger brother might have a situation where he needs to move up from featherweight to lightweight.
Yeah, to murderers row.
Because look how much it benefited. Cheaters. Look how much it benefited Gilbert being able to make weight easily at welterweight. Now he's ranked number 1.
Yeah, no,
after
absolutely.
a few quick wins.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Gilbert, but Herbert needs to get it. Oh, look, I mean, was it short notice? I don't know. I mean, what does anybody know whether it was a short notice fight? Regardless, he gassed quite early, and he got finished.
It sounded like Daniel. It was
a
short notice for Daniel. If I heard that, I remember hearing something like that. So he was pissed off that Herbert didn't make weight.
Exactly. Yes.
He came in and made weight.
Very valid point.
Notice. So
very valid point.
It doesn't say anywhere that it.
Not
it doesn't say anywhere that it was a short notice fight. So we'll have to find that out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that was in the commentary. I don't know where. Sure, it was in Dana's post-fight quick discussion.
Okay. Well, I'll find out for you guys if we move on to the next.
No,
one.
it was in
not Dana.
it was in the post-fight. Joe, it was in the post-fight interview with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Daniel Pineda on UFC return. I got screwed over, but now I'm here. So he's obviously pissed off about something. But hey, he got a win.
Yeah, and he also
his purse as well.
Yeah, he also got a bad cut on his left eye. And his whole eye was closed, and he had this massive gash from the like the middle, just before the middle, right around this massive.
I see it. It looks like
it's horrible.
It was from the knee. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
That could be a little fracture on the
orbital. Yeah, definitely
on the orbital. Yeah.
Jeez, we'll get to the eye situation soon, eh?
Oh yeah, no, we didn't. We're getting there. We're getting there. But then
I'll put him down on the list. I'll be watching Daniel Pineda's next fight. Let me write that down.
Yeah, 100%. And he's got this mad, those mad mask, crazy ooga booga kind of like mask.
Japanese.
Yeah, on his back. I mean, back pieces, Jay.
I do.
That back piece of his it's not finished yet, but it's looking tidy as piss.
It's sick.
It is sick. All right, so
it made me a little jealous, but
yeah. Well, we maybe pull it up when social media burns can come. We can say we can say MMA's best and worst tattoos with Jay.
We can burn
that's actually a good segment we should do. MMA's best and worst tattoos with Jay.
Jeez, there will be a lot of worsts. I don't think there's not that many greats.
I mean, you can get Joe Rogan's sleeves in that.
DMT tattoo.
Yeah.
Anyway, boys, moving on to the heavyweight division, we have Rosenstrike versus Junior Dos Santos. Junior Dos Santos with a 21-8 record, looking absolutely delicious. And Jairzinho Rosenstrike looking pretty lean himself with an 11-1 record coming off that devastating knockout to Francis Ngannou. So what did you guys think of that?
Starting off, what happened? I saw their weights when they walked in, and their weights were massive difference. I didn't see the weigh-ins, so can you clarify what was happening there?
I cannot because I do not have any information regarding the weigh-ins. I have no idea. Do you, Danny?
I don't actually know. Why was there?
I mean,
why was there weight? I'm assuming that Rosenstrike was heavier than Santos.
But it was like crazy difference. I can't off the top of my head think of what it was.
Yes, but Junior's lean, eh? Yeah. It's crazy to think that guy and Stipe as well. Those two guys they're like light heavyweights.
Stipe looked good.
Stipe looked the best I've ever seen him in his career. That's why he's the creme de la creme of the heavyweight division, guys.
I mean, we're jumping.
Yeah, we're jumping.
Yeah,
we're
jeez,
excited.
man. But what can you do? We get excited, all right? You know, and it's our first
yeah.
live podcast.
So
we
I
can
pull-
also deviate from the.
I pulled it up. So Rosenstreich was 254, and Dos Santos came in at 238.5. So it's a big difference. But I think at that weight, it's a big difference. But I think at that weight, if you get hit by someone, if you get hit by a 238-pound man or a 255-pound man, you're basically going flying. You just have to. You have to just try. You don't try block it. You just try get out the way of that.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. But look, so Dan, did you watch the fight?
Yeah.
Okay. It was a long feeling out process. As they would have to do as heavyweights.
And Dos Santos looked very good. I think Rosenstreich. Am I saying it right? Rosenstreich.
Rosenstreich.
Yeah, Dutch names. You got to just say them.
I would say Rosenstreich.
Rosenstreich.
Yeah.
He looked very. Look, he's the real deal. Even though Dos Santos looked very good, he found a little place for that right hand, and he just buried it.
Yeah.
I think
it was like a looping. It's almost like it was on the way to miss, but then just clipped at the right. It was one of those things that was on the bullseye, the little button, because it was a glazing shot. It wasn't a power shot. It wasn't one of those thud.
Just got
did the job. Go for it.
To me, like the whole fight, besides that knockout, Dos Santos looked like it was his fight the whole way. Like I was quite surprised that Rosenstreich, like I wasn't expecting it. It looked like he was losing it, and it wasn't going his way most of the time until that point.
No, he was being a calculated kickboxer, I think.
Okay.
No, but I mean, you see the same from Junior Dos Santos in some of his other fights. If you look down his resume, there's guys that were beating him, and I think it's just the heavyweight division. Look at Derek Lewis. He looks like he's losing fights, and then he just lands that one clean on it. It cleans the chin out because he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
And absolutely. It happens at light heavyweight too.
But look, I mean, anything can happen at heavyweight. It could have been the other way for Junior. So, look, the only problem is Junior has just really struggled to get any sort of ascendancy in his win streaks. Like he will win a spectacular bout against someone like Tai Tuivasa, then come back and win another one, and then he's in another position where one more fight could get him into title contention because it's such a shallow division, and then he gets knocked out like this. Like it's the same for Jairzinho because he was coming into the UFC, then he had his fourth knockout in a row. He made the cardinal error of calling out Francis Ngannou, and then he got knocked out in 20 seconds. But then he went back to the gym, and he's now fighting someone who is the former champion, which has got a lot of credibility behind that. There's a lot of credibility behind that W.
Yeah, no, totally.
100%. And I think it's a bit unfair to compare Rosenstreich to Dos Santos. It's a compliment because Dos Santos is such a veteran and he's so damn good.
Yeah.
But Rosenstreich's 11-1. So he's right up there. And I think, Sean Shelby, can you hear me? We need to get Black Beast versus Rosenstreich.
That's what Gaza Bennett is saying in the chat.
That would be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with it. Wholeheartedly, 100%. Yeah, look, I think Junior is, I mean, just by looking at his physique and the way he looks, he's still fit to fight for a few years. I don't know how old he is. Maybe one of you guys. Okay, so he's 36. He's still got another 4 years in him. He could go till he's 40, no problem.
Well,
even 41.
I mean, you don't often hear me agreeing with the fact that a heavyweight man is delicious, but I'll give it to you.
Listen, I will not discriminate against delicious men or women.
Right.
So speaking of delicious men, Marlon Vera and Sean O'Malley.
Okay. I mean, let's be honest. I think everyone in that whole arena was a little bit upset of that outcome.
Yeah.
Okay, but actually, but before we go there, so yeah, we've got, but you 100%. We're gonna give you the floor to start with this one next. But Jarzinho, what's next for them? You say Black Beast.
I say Black Beast. Derek
I
Lewis.
agree with you.
Yeah, Derek Lewis.
Okay, and then with Junior,
be surprised. What's his?
Who's the heavyweight coming off a loss?
I know.
Up in the
I've
top
got
10.
a good one.
Who's this?
I think he should fight Cain Velasquez.
No, Velasquez retired, brother.
I know. Okay, I'm pulling up the rankings.
Okay.
What about Alex Volkanovski?
You mean Alexander Volkov?
Alexander Volkov, not Volkanovski.
Yeah. The big
Could
difference.
have a featherweight fighting a heavyweight, but then again, Volkanovski used to be a heavyweight.
Wait, I've got a fun idea. Fabricio Verdum versus Rosenstruck.
Rip Verdum. yeah, but that could be good. I mean, he could catch Rosenstruck on the ground and then boom. So no, I think they're all great bouts. I think the fact of the matter is that there's some good matchups for him in the heavyweight division as well as Junior.
Verdum's ranked much lower than him. I think Verdum is ranked 13th and Rosenstruck's ranked 6th. But Rosenstruck's coming off a loss, Verdum's coming off a win, and in between them you got a lot of guys that are sort of not in. Volkov's out for a bit, Overeem's out for a bit. Walt Harris is dealing with some stuff at the moment, although he did have a good win recently. That could be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Could be a vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway,
I dig it.
I think we should let Jay say what he wants about Sugar Sean.
Absolutely.
Before you go on, Jay, I just wanted to say at the beginning of this podcast, I did say that this event made us laugh, it made us cry. The part that I cried was during this fight because of what happened to Sugar Sean's foot. Yeah,
totally. So should I break it down?
Break it down. Let's hear it.
So they come in looking beautiful. Obviously, Sean's toughest opponent that he could face, and looking good. I think they're both looking great in the starting off, and then something happened to Sugar Sean, where either he twisted. I've heard two points of views here. One from a doctor that was watching all the footage and stuff and trying to see what he thought, and then a broader variety of people saying what they think happened. And
so what did the doctor say, and what did the
doctor said that if you watch one of the one footage, he turns his foot quite a bit, and at that point it looks like he may have tweaked it, which was what caused his old injury, which was something to do with the ligaments in the foot that made it collapse, and that actually very possibly caused it. Or the broader thought pattern is that Vera, when he kicked him on his knee and not on his calf, which is connected to a ligament that actually causes your whole foot to go numb. And as he did that, Sugar Sean stepped back, put some weight on it, and that's when his whole foot and toes were curling under, and then obviously caused all the damage.
That's the same thing that happened to Michael Chandler at Bellator.
Yeah. And
Dan, wait, let's stop everything. Dan looks like he's got an injury himself right now with those expressions.
I promise you. I do have a foot injury. I literally do from playing.
Okay, because what it looks like to the listeners, to the viewers, it looks like you are going, I think what you're saying is bullshit.
No.
That's what it looks like.
No, I literally tweaked my foot. Well, but anyway, well, he I think they're both right, Jared. I think he did get kicked on his knee, and that's what caused him to when he tried to step forward, because he's very much of a striker, and he relies on his footwork. When he tried to step forward, he just hyperextended his entire foot he curled his toes underneath his foot, and I've done that in football, and it's not fun. I actually did roll my ankle the other day as well, playing, but not as bad as this. I mean, I'll be able to play in 2 weeks' time. But it's both. It's a combination of both. So it's the broader theory of what you're thinking, because that's what Rogan said as well. See, he got kicked, he got hurt, and then he just wasn't thinking. So because he got kicked on his knee, when he put his foot down again, he didn't plant it properly on his on the ball of his foot. With his toes up, he planted it on his toes with his toes curled, and that's what rolled his knee. And so, for any of the listeners listening that can't make sense of what we're talking about, Sugar Sean was a very strong favorite. Well, it would have been not a very strong favorite, but it would have been a very fair fight going into this, and it would have been an absolute barn burner. It would have been fireworks versus Marlon Vera, who's a great striker himself. But Sugar Sean hurt his leg and just couldn't fight properly, and he got beaten.
I have a slightly different view. I've got the same view as that he was kicked on, because remember, Sean O'Malley switches stances a lot, right? And Marlon Vera is known for kicking. He's a great kicker. So he was kicked on that leg. Just underneath, it was a calf kick. You know that there's that little ligament. I think you were explaining it, but just behind the knee, there's some tendons and ligament. If you get kicked on the button, it's like it's basically knocking your leg out. You know, your leg has, and your leg falls asleep literally. But that can't be called a controversial decision, in my opinion. That was a form of combat. That was.
But no one's calling it controversial.
A lot of people are calling it controversial.
A lot of people are, hey?
Why? A lot of people say, O'Malley wouldn't have O'Malley lost the fight because he got injured. No, Chito Vera injured O'Malley and beat him.
Well, it's a fight, yes.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, he got injured. He would have won if he didn't get injured.
Yeah.
But there's a reason he got injured, because he got hit.
Yeah. After that fight, I was like, no, Sean O'Malley, if the old injury didn't come out, he definitely could have stood another chance. They called that too quickly. They should definitely have a rematch. But if this happened in reverse, everyone would be going, oh no, cool, O'Malley won.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I started thinking like,
no, because he's got the luck of the Irish now, because he's
and I'm like,
the promotion sees him as a superstar.
Yeah, Vera won it, and fair and square. It sucks. We all wanted Sugar Sean to win, but
No, I didn't say I ever wanted Sean to win. I like Chito Vera, but I'm like, let the best win. I don't mind who wins. I predicted Sean O'Malley to win though.
Yeah. Let me say that I did want Sugar Sean to win, just because I want to see Sugar Sean versus a Cody Garbrandt or versus a TJ Dillashaw, and I think he can come back. What the promotion generally does, and I mean, this is why they're the best in the game. What the UFC generally does is, if there's a stoppage, like look at the other stoppage, the guy that pissed hot for COVID.
He pissed hot for COVID. How do you piss hot for COVID, man? That's hilarious.
His little head wobble.
The guy that had COVID in his nose.
Someone pissed in his nose, bro.
Ankalaev knocked out. You have to help me with the other guy's name.
Ankalaev, Ian Kutalaba.
He knocked out Kutalaba, and the UFC ran it back. So I think that if the UFC runs this one back, unless Sugar Sean has injured a ligament, then he's out for 10, 11 months.
Yeah.
Why? But the thing is, why would Vera want to fight him again? He's proven that he beat him, and
I'll tell you why. It won't probably be up to Vera.
I know it'll be up to the brass, eh?
Yeah.
That's very true. Listen, you speak the truth, brother.
Yeah.
That was the other thing, as I was saying, building up to this, is that in the post-fight with Joe Rogan, maybe it was also just me that I was so upset that I was picked. It sounded like everyone else was being upset, but Joe Rogan sounded quite bleak that he's speaking to Vera and not O'Malley. Then you hear Dana White speaking about it, and he also just sounded like it was just all this everyone sounded bummed that O'Malley didn't win. But maybe it was just me picking up on that.
I think with Rogan, he tries to be quite impartial, but I think Dana White struggles to hide.
No, but Chito is legit. He's got firepower.
No, that's what I was going to say. So Chito Vera is great. I'm happy for him. he can go on now and fight a top 5 guy in the bantamweight division. So what do you think should be next for him, Rock?
For Cheeto?
For both.
Cheeto Vera?
Yeah, for both.
Okay, well, should we pull up the rankings?
Well, I've got the rankings up here.
Well, I mean, we can pull up the rankings on the.
Okay, like yeah. Sean, just for the listeners in the meantime, Sean O'Malley is 14th. Yeah. And then Marab is right behind Sean, by the way. That would be fun.
And Marab has actually been calling out Sean the entire time.
Well, now he has to fight him because he's coming off a loss. That's brilliant.
Yeah. That sounds like a good fight to me.
Dude.
That sounds very fun.
Yeah,
that sounds extremely fun.
And you know what the funny thing is with that is Marab's a full-time wrestler, Sunshine. So that's going to be...
And we can actually see O'Malley, he's speaking about his wrestling, so let's actually see it in action now.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it here quickly. Boom, there we go. So we've
Pedro
got...
Munoz is 5.
Okay, so we've got... There we
Cody
go.
Stamen there.
So we got... Marlon Moraes is number 1. We've got Peter Yan as the champion. Aljamain at 2. Cody 3. Corey Sandhagen at 4. Pedro Munoz at 5. Jose Aldo at 6.
You see, Cheeto could go up and fight the top 5 now. He has to, actually.
Well, the thing is, Cheeto, I mean, Sean O'Malley's at 14, so Cheeto's going to take his spot. Cheeto's just fought Song Yadong, who's number 13. And everybody believed that Cheeto won that fight. It was a very a controversial decision, if you can remember. So I think the sense for Cheeto is someone like Cody Stamen.
Cody. Yeah.
I was going to say Stamen as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said top 5 earlier. I meant to say top 10. He could fight like a Cody Stamen, yeah.
Well, think about it this way. John Dodson just fought, right?
Yeah.
He's sitting at 12. Dominic Cruz just fought. He's commentating, not active, won't fight for anything less than a title or top 2, 3.
Yeah. Jose Aldo just fought.
Rob Font is not active. He has had a recent fight. He's doing well, but it's just he's not around at the moment, and he's not as active as the guys like Cody Stamen. Asanso's just been knocked out by Cody Garbrandt, and Rivera coming off a loss as well.
Yeah, and they won't go higher than Jose Aldo.
No, exactly. So I think a bout with Cheeto and Cody Stamen is on the cards. What do you think, Dan?
I think we're all in agreement that he should fight Cody Stamen next. And Cody Stamen's healthy. He's looking good. He coming off a win as well. It's a good fight.
Yeah, dude. I think that's a great idea. Well, there we go. Then that's the
O'Malley versus Marab.
Well, Marab might not want to fight someone who's coming off a loss.
But it's Sugar Sean.
But it's Sugar Sean.
It's a hype train, yeah.
You have a point. You have a very, 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 very valid point. So
I'm looking at Rob Font, and he fought Ricky Simone. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Ricky Simone, yeah. But how long ago?
December 2019. Not too bad.
Yeah. But I mean, where is he now?
I think he's maybe got. He was expected to face. However, he pulled out due to injury. Okay, so he's coming off some strange times, some injuries, and some personal problems. So he was removed from a few cards, and I think that's why he's taking a break.
All right. Well, that was the rankings. So that's fantastic. I mean, at least we can pull that share. But
now.
So now.
Let's go to the main.
So
guys, this is the main event
of the evening. Sanctioned by P3 Protein Snack for the ages.
What is the one they say for Modelo?
Modelo.
Thank you. By the way, thank you, Cape Wines. Love you guys. Always helping me out.
What is Modelo again? For the fighting spirit.
For a fighter with a fighting spirit.
Yeah.
Brewed with a fighting spirit. So just for the listeners, I know we've talked a lot of garbage, but this is the main one. This
We
is
talked a lot of
DC versus
Garbrandt.
Stipe 3. But there was rumors going around that DC versus Stipe would be Daniel Cormier's last fight. Former light heavyweight champion, former heavyweight champion, all-round legend, Hall of Famer, daddest man on the planet.
Daddest man on the planet.
And
Great commentator.
And great commentator, great analyst, great partner for Ariel Halwani,
Just a
the
great
GOAT
egg
reporter.
all round, yeah.
Just great
Just
all-round
all-rounder,
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what might happen now is he's 40, so this was meant to be his last fight. But what might happen now is I think he might have another sneaky fight because he lost against Stipe by decision, and he had an eye poke.
See, we had this conversation last night. I don't know if you were keeping away from the combo, Dan, because you hadn't watched it. But
I was playing a card game. Sorry, boys.
Yeah. G thinks that he's done. I've got a feeling that because he lost, he's got another one in him, and he's not going to leave it like this.
Can I? Okay. First of all, let's talk about the fight. Let's not talk about what's next.
Okay.
So
let's get into it.
The judge. There were certain judges that gave it a 49-46. That's 4 rounds to 1. Work it out.
Yeah. So
10 times 4 is 40. Plus
yeah, I'm not going to score
9.
it though.
Okay, yeah. So I can argue a 49-46 card. I had Stipe winning 4 out of 5 of those rounds. I could have at least had it 2-2 going into the 5th round. But Stipe clearly won the 5th round.
Yeah.
No, I gave Stipe round 1. All the tweets, you know what? I disagree with the tweets coming through to the broadcast because those tweets, a lot of those tweets are just opinions. And you got people going, I got Cormier for 10-9. I'm like, how do you score that 10-9 for Cormier?
No, I got the only round I will really truly put my foot down and say I score is Stipe won the first round.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, and you got other people. You got people, well-known mixed martial arts analysts and well-known media going, I've got DC 10-9 round 1 coming up on the live broadcast.
But do you think
I called it DC first round?
You can you could be forgiven. It was such a tight one that I could forgive anyone for getting it. Yeah. But I think Stipe first round. I won't really put my neck on any of the other rounds. But do you think that the fans' opinions? Because I actually like it in a way. It gives the fans an interaction that they don't have when there's no crowd, there's no gate.
Yeah.
But do you think that the fans' opinions affect the commentators and the commentators affect the judges? Is that a thing or not?
No. I don't believe that. But I'm just saying, if for the casual fan perspective, I think those tweets are misleading. I don't think they should have those tweets coming up on the screen because then people are like, oh, well, I thought Stipe was doing more in that round, but then now they're saying that DC... It's like people are scoring the rounds. I mean, I get the fun in it, and I get the fact.
Yeah. So that's what it's for. I think it's. Sorry, man. I hear your point fully, and the only reason I disagree with you is because it makes it a bit more fun while there's no fans there, and at the same time, you could be on Twitter on your phone. So the fact that they're putting Twitter on the screen, it's a bit of give and take. Like you could be on the hashtag UFC 252 on your phone, looking at live tweets coming through on the stream. Anyway, it's just a bit of fun. It's just come on, don't be such a Grinch. All right.
Okay, listen, I'm going to confess something to you right now. Is that I actually, the first time I knew that live tweets were available, I was live on a pay-per-view, tweeting my ass off trying to get on the fucking broadcast. So I know. I'm the first. We got Art Pereira in the chat.
That's why
we got Art Pereira in the chat, and he goes, "What was covered? Boxing and MMA." Yep, that's correct, dude. You guys check how well Brad Binder did in the MotoGP. We all saw that he won his first MotoGP.
We do need to talk about Brad Binder.
We don't have to talk about it now. We can talk about it a little bit later. And Art says he's only been keeping up with the MotoGP and F1. So you know what? There was an F1 on. You know, my dad's a huge F1 fan. He is caught onto MMA. He messages me about everything. He watches back. He's like, I watched Jones Gustafsson 1 today, and I was like, oh shit. And so now I've got to get into the GP to be like, okay, my dad's following the shit. I mean, he was a third dan karateka, so I mean, he's into mixed martial arts. But you know, power to him. I've got to now follow his sport because he's following my sport that I enjoy. So anyway, on that note, guys, Stipe, DC, Dan, wrap it up, bro.
No, I think look, before we talk about the MotoGP again, because I do want to talk about Brad Binder. It was such a tight one. I could see it either way. I think Stipe definitely won the fight. There was no robbery, but all the rounds were close. And unfortunately for Daniel Cormier, the eye poke did have a big effect. And so the eye poke was in round 2, right? It was in round 3.
Round two, yeah. 3.
Oh, was it round 2? No, Stipe got eye poked in round 2, and Cormier got poked in round 3.
Okay, yes. Either way, I had quite a good weekend after that, so I think it was in round 3. But it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. You can't fight with one eye. All your depth perception, like think of someone throwing a cricket ball at your face, and you can use your one. You have to close your one eye. It's totally terrible. It's terrible, and it's terrifying. So I mean, I think Stipe did well in the wrestling exchanges. Cormier stopped trying to take him down, and he just tried to strike with him with one eye, which is also not advisable. But who am I to tell Daniel Cormier what to do? Do you know what I mean? He's the daddest man on the planet.
No, well, daddest man on the planet is got to be Max Holloway. But anyway,
so sorry. Just to wrap up, I think for Cormier, I'm unhappy. The way he lost wasn't cool. I'm glad he didn't get knocked out in his last fight. I think he might come back. But again, probably not against Ngannou. Probably if there was an opportunity for him to fight for a belt at 205 or at heavyweight, I don't think he can still make 205, but that's if he can. I think if you offered him Ngannou or light heavyweight, he would stop eating hamburgers.
Or Popeyes.
I think there's a chance for a comeback because he's pissed off about the way he went out of the sport, and I'd love to see him back. But if we never see Daniel Cormier again, he's a great ambassador for the sport, and we'll get to enjoy him in commentary because he's such a
that's the great
vibrant
thing. We
personality.
will always see him. We just won't see him in the octagon potentially. So that's great.
Yeah, my only problem is I don't want to see. I mean, look, it's his life. I mean, we are not friends. I do not know him personally. I do not want to give him any sort of advice. But my only problem is if he's had retirement in his mind for the last 2 years. The one thing that Dana White always says, and you know what, that's a lot of the times where I be like, where I be like Dana White, a little bit of a hypocrite, in the sense that he says if you're talking about retirement, you should probably retire. And Daniel Cormier has been talking about retirement for the last 2 years, and Dana White comes out and says, I don't think DC should retire, which goes completely against what he's been saying in the past about other fighters who have been thinking about retire. Basically, when he says, if you're thinking about retirement, you should retire, that's usually, it's either to get the media off your back in terms of Conor, or he means what he says.
I think he means what he says, and guys that are thinking about retirement should retire because it means they're not 100% in. But just remember this one small fact: not every fighter is as good as Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, no, totally.
This is true. No, this is true. There are always exceptions to the rule. Without 100%. I agree.
Daniel's such a great fighter, and I think for Daniel, I'm upset, and like I said, he's a great ambassador. We've paid tribute to him many times. But if for the division, I'm actually happy. I think Stipe as the champion keeps that division going, and he said he's coming back next. He's going to come and fight again in December. So now we potentially have a devastating rematch. Ngannou versus Miocic would be a barn burner, and everyone knows that.
It'll be a monstrosity.
And that's
you
the
said
next
in the
fight.
last pod that actually you think that Stipe will still win that one again.
Yeah, well, the next fight is Francis Stipe too.
Yeah,
that's the next fight.
Yeah. I think so. We've chatted about what could happen for Cormier. The next thing for Stipe is Francis Ngannou.
Francis.
And if they so Jay, yes, you're right. If they fought today, I would say Stipe wins. If they fight in 9 months' time, who knows what?
Story.
If Ngannou is working on his grappling every day in the gym, that guy can box like a mother.
Yeah, 100%.
But
100%. It's crazy.
Don't get demonetized.
Yeah. But that's it for UFC 252, guys. That is
look
in the bag.
There is some cool things coming up before we get onto the burns. I think
for sure.
There's a UFC fight night on the 23rd of August, which is this weekend. Frankie Edgar versus Pedro Munez.
Yes, 100%.
Oh yeah.
And
it's bantamweight. It's at bantamweight.
Yeah, 100%. He's gone down a
Frankie's shredding. Eh?
Let's pull this up quickly. Let's pull this card up.
And then Owen St. Prue's on the card. That's quite strange.
Yeah, OSP, baby.
Interesting.
Let's get this thing.
And then no one else. I think Takashi Sato. That's a guy that you were very excited about. If I'm not mistaken, you were excited about Takashi Sato about 6 months ago.
I was excited about Takashi 6ix9ine.
Mike and Daniel brothers, the Rodriguez. Are they related at all?
I don't know.
There's plenty Rodriguez.
I'm just checking.
Anyone in Portugal?
No.
All right, so we've got Takashi Sato opening it. I don't know. I think I don't know. No, it doesn't ring. I know Daniel. Oh yes, Daniel Rodriguez. Yes, he was a light heavyweight that dropped down to welterweight and has been doing well. So yes, that was a guy. That was a guy like from the corner episode like 4, where I said watch out for this guy. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And another one is I feel sorry for Shayna Dobson. She's got a 3-4 record. Who's going against Maria Agapova, who's a savage, who just come off a Fight Island win.
I've heard the name, and I've heard that she is an absolute beast.
Who did she beat? Do you want to pull that up quickly? Yeah, that was a spectacular win as well.
Hannah Cyphers.
Cyphers. But it was a beating. Like it was a very impressive.
Not nice.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then we've got light heavyweight. So basically, I'm saying Takashi Sato, Daniel Rodriguez. I can't pick that because I'm not going to pick just for the sake of picking. I don't know these guys, so I'm not sure.
I'm gonna pick for the sake of picking as the casual. I think Sato gets it done.
Okay, well then, just for the sake of being your nemesis, I'm gonna go with Rodriguez.
Okay.
I'll take the winner.
All right. I like that. And then women's flyweight, Maria Agapova versus Shayna Dobson. Listen, Shayna's in some deep waters here. She's got no way out. Maria's gonna clean sweep. I'm sorry. That's going to be first round finish or second round finish or third round finish. Either way, it's going to be a finish.
Yeah, I'm not picking it, but I hope Shayna does something because she needs something and someone to believe in her.
She's got to make weight first. Martian.
This is not Mackenzie Dern, bro. You don't have to talk about her weight all the time.
Martian Prashnil. Versus Mike Rodriguez. I literally do not know who these guys are. Martian has a 13-4 record. Mike Rodriguez has got a 10-4 record. They obviously have a little bit of notoriety attached to them if they're on the main card. So,
yeah.
I mean, you've got to watch it because they third from the bottom and they need to.
I'm gonna watch this whole card.
Yeah, me too.
I think you're right now.
I watch all the cards. Then we've got Owen St. Preux.
OSP.
Yeah. Apparently that's very disrespectful because that is a fraternity that Shaquille O'Neal is a part of. It's the yeah, I'm not gonna go and search what the thing is, but apparently it's very
Alpha
disrespectful.
Omega.
No, it's not that. It's something. It's one of those Greek sayings, but it's him against Alonzo Menafield. Listen, Alonzo Menefield, he's on he's 9-1. He's only lost once. Ovinson Prue, he's had an up and down career. Sometimes he looks lazy in there, jeez, but he was looking large. Wait, he
came off just came off a loss.
No, yes, but he was at heavyweight, and now he's back at light heavyweight. He's back at light heavyweight now, and let's see. I think he lost against Ben Rothwell.
No, man. Was Ovinson at heavyweight?
Yeah, dude.
Something Clark, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Wait, I'll bring it up.
No, he lost. Yeah, he lost against Ben Rothwell. But was that at heavy? Yeah, that was at
heavyweight.
heavyweight.
That was at heavyweight, dude. There we go. How's that memory, brother? Heavyweight. How's that memory, Dan?
No, yeah. He fought at heavyweight.
Yep.
Damn it.
But
that was on May 13th.
7th June, he fought Devin Clark and lost.
Nah, that's
Devin Clark. Devin Clark's the guy with the antlers on his chest.
No, you're talking, Jay. You're not talking about OSP.
Oh, you're talking about OSP. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
So sorry.
I see. Anyway, so I'm hoping OSP gets a win because he's not looking good of late. He lost against Ben Rothwell in his last outing. Alonzo Menefield, I think maybe his last bout was his first loss, if I can recall correctly.
Clark,
Devin Clark. So listen, both of them need a win. It's very hard when fighters get their O taken away from them, and then they need to rebuild that confidence. So it's going to be interesting to see. And then Pedro Munoz versus Frankie Edgar. I must be honest. I'm with Frankie all the way here. I appreciate Pedro Munoz and what he's done for the sport and the guys he's fought, but I'm just a bona fide Frankie fan. Frankie Edgar versus Gray Maynard in 2010 December, the 25th of December on Christmas Day was the first UFC fight I'd ever watched in my entire life.
Yeah,
and that was a very good fight. I'm thinking of the right one. Gray Maynard versus
and
Frankie.
I was watching it. I was sitting in Phi Phi Island in Thailand watching it. It was amazing.
Pedro Munoz he's ranked number 5 at bantamweight. Mm-hmm. So Frankie comes down a division, unranked, and fights one of the top guys. I'm gonna go for Frankie as well. I'm hoping Frankie gets a win because I'd love to see if Frankie doesn't have a problem making the weight. I'd love to see him versus, a Marlon Moraes or Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Amazing.
I'm looking forward. That's a good card. You know what the really nice thing about this card is, a lot of casual fans wouldn't actually pick up on that, is that this card is potential to have some really great matchups come from it.
Yeah.
All right.
True.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
No, there are some sick matchups that can come off here. Sorry, I was looking at Sugar Sean's foot again. Should we go straight into the?
Is this also happening in Vegas, huh?
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Yes. It's at the Apex.
Yes. So what are we doing? Social media burns.
Oh, we're gonna do burns brought to you by Scallywag.
We are doing burns brought to you by Scallywag Chili. So the first one is Henry Cejudo. You take us through it, Danny.
Well, do you?
Let me just pull it up quickly.
So you pull it up, and I'll take you through the headlines.
There we go.
And you guys can do the reaction. So Cejudo snipes back. Basically, Alexander Volkanovski, who's the featherweight champ, he said he was going to read Henry Cejudo a little book there, like he's a little child. And then Henry Cejudo said back to him, I'd rather get you a gift since you got one already in your fight against Holloway. I've seen better decisions. Just read the rest of it there.
I'd rather get a gift since you won your fight against Holloway. I've seen better decisions on 90 Day Fiance.
90 Day Fiance. Yeah, it's like I can't really see it. It's blurry for me, so you'll just have to read them. I'll do the headlines.
Okay.
So he basically burned him back there and said, Max Holloway kicked your ass, but no one.
Well, what's this 90 Day Fiance rubbish though?
It's like
I don't understand that.
Bachelorette and all that. Meaning he's seen better decisions because the people that hook up there pissed and making bad
I
decisions.
see. Okay, I'm not that smart, obviously.
Anyway, onto the next headline.
Well, obviously, Cejudo's got bad fucking jokes.
No,
then-
Cejudo's got great jokes. You just don't watch 90 Day Fiancé.
That wasn't the greatest burn, but it was a good start.
Okay, well, seeing as
and
though
then
you
he
both
goes, like I said, all bark. Is this the other one?
seeing as though you guys are both cucking on Cejudo, he's got another one. If you pull it up,
Okay, yeah, I'm pulling it up. Just hold on a second.
Cejudo decided to burn Sugar Sean after his loss at UFC 254.
Said all bark, or like I said all bark. Is that like he's basically saying all bark, no
it's
bite?
like he said.
No bites.
All bark, no bite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sugar Sean, all bark, no bite, and he got his ass whipped by Cheetah Vera.
He did indeed, man. That's hectic.
And then if Sugar Sean thought he was going to be able to go to bed, have a cup of tea and just pass out and just let people leave him alone, he was mistaken. He was sadly mistaken. Cody Garbrandt also wanted a little piece of him.
Okay, we're gonna pull up Cody Garbrandt quickly. Just hold on a sec.
Yeah.
I kind of lost my window there for a sec, chaps. Sorry. There we go.
You're just opening so many doors here, but
Yeah. Doors to hell, brother. Wait, man. Come on. What's going on there? It's taking a bit of a long time there, chaps.
well,
There we go.
meantime,
Cody
I'll
No
say-
Love
here we
burns
go.
the Sugar Sean.
Yeah.
Yes, Sugar Sean can't take a break, chaps.
Cheapers. Well, all that smack
Sugar
talk,
Sean-
it's
Sugar
gonna come
Sean-
back,
Be eating his words right now.
Let me just tell the listeners this is because Sugar Sean talks a lot of sherbet. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
At all these guys, so that's why when he gets beat, he's gonna get a little bit of smack talk back.
There we go. Some people aren't made for war. Hashtag sugar free.
Sugar free.
That's so good. I love it.
So that's why they call him. That's why they call him No Love.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay.
Anyway,
What?
there's some
people
other
are made for
other
war.
news. These
Okay.
aren't vicious burns, but
Yeah.
there was some other social news. You got another 4 or 5 stories here.
Yes,
Pull up
we
the
do.
one with Taran Bisping.
Darren Bisping.
So
Why did he
Daza
do
Till-
this, though?
So
Taran did.
the thing you
Taran.
gotta love about Daza Till is that he's not scared of anybody, and he's happy to fight at welterweight. Yes, he'll fight at welterweight. He'll fight at middleweight. He'll fight at light heavyweight. He'll kick your fucking ass back to Liverpool.
There we go. Darren
Zoom.
Bisping. I love it.
So
Conceive, believe, achieve. Are you intoxicated? What an asshole, guys. Luke, come on, buddy. When the shoe was on the other foot, I'd lean over and shook a hand.
So Darren Till has changed his name on Twitter to Darren Bisping, and he's changed his bio to take the fucking piss from Michael Bisping. But I think he's doing it. I think he's doing it out of respect for a fellow Englishman.
Luke, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke, come on, buddy.
Conceive, believe, achieve. Are you intoxicated? Sometimes
so
your
if you-
stock is just higher.
Sometimes your stock is just higher.
Oh, that's
so
great.
if you go to the next one, you'll see one of his tweets that he's
That's
aimed
the one.
aimed
Color commentary.
directly at Joe Rogan
Okay.
and Michael Bisping.
Okay, let's have a look.
So this is the one where Taza Dill wants to be a color commentator after his middleweight career is over.
Oh, he dropped him.
So there's
That's amazing.
there's
I
John
love it.
Anik on the right.
Who dropped
There's,
him? Who dropped this? There's
Darren Rogan in the middle.
it's Rogue. It's Joe Till.
It's Joe Bisping.
Till,
Yeah, Joe Till.
Oh man,
Okay.
that's so good.
And then that's basically the fun and games are over, but there's some nasty tweets coming up.
There's also
First,
some
there's-
Dana White stats, eh?
Yeah. Well, the one from Dana is intriguing. Let's put it that way. But
Okay.
that's the burns over.
Okay.
This is an intriguing one.
Which one?
The one up the Dana White tweet.
Okay. So
And I'll
okay.
tell you guys why when you pull it up.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up now.
Just read it for us because I'm a bit.
You're a bit blind.
I'm a
It's
bit-
chilled.
I've been drinking a bit of Cape Point tonight.
Yeah. Jeez,
I
boys,
didn't-
this
thanks, guys.
episode's going long as well, eh? Thanks for everything.
I didn't drink on the weekend. No, I'm
MMA.
allowed to have a Monday
I
drink
look
if I'm
forward
good
to seeing
on the
what the
weekend.
future holds for you. So let's see.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And he's what a dickhead. I find like that.
You get a time for everybody. This is the last time I'm gonna fight.
Oh, it's a video.
He's running towards the octagon. The two-time Olympian.
I stuck around, but yeah, I've thought about it for a while.
Daniel Cormier. I'm gonna be the champion eventually.
Is that Dana White? If this is the last time he ever sees Bisping, then he does look forward to what the future holds, because I think that
Bisping or Cormier, brother.
Sorry, Cormier. I was thinking of Darren Bisping. No, I think that Dana White thinks that there might be another. That's why I thought it was intriguing. There might be another Daniel Cormier cameo.
No, I hope not. I honestly don't. Then Zabit.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the next one. So Volk, who's the 145-pound champ. I'm not 100% sure what this is about, because Zabit was meant to fight Yair Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. It looks like Yair Rodriguez these guys need to fight.
Oh, wow.
Guys, yeah.
We are all fans, whether you're a casual fan, whether you're a hardcore fan, we need to see Zabit versus Yair. But here Zabit is saying, guys,
my next fight was supposed to be title eliminator, and I won without fighting. Next is the title shot. Alexander Volkanovski, I know you're a great champion and you're tired of fighting Max. Let's try new blood. I promise to make it unforgettable. Let's give the fans what they want. If you need a little time, September, October is fine with me. Dana White, Sean Shelby, UFC, I'm next. Ali Abdelaziz, Rizvan Magomedov. Dude, he doesn't...
Ali Abdulaziz is
his manager.
Is his manager.
Yeah.
We know that Dana White and Sean Shelby do watch the show. So, guys, put the fight together. If Yair Rodriguez is not interested, then fuck it. Let's go Zabit
100%.
versus Volk.
100%. And then we've got our last, which is not shit talk or anything like that. We've just got Kakprat from...
It's the Kakprat Award.
Yeah, okay. Explain it, my brother.
Award. The Kakprat Award goes to Dylan Dennis. When you pull it up, let me know.
It's up there.
Okay, it's up. The Kakprat Award has gone to Dylan Dennis.
As a heavyweight champion myself, that was a great fight. Two warriors. He's welterweight.
What a great fight. Well, yeah, exactly. So he says, as a heavyweight himself, that was a great fight. Two warriors. Now, this is a little welterweight. Look, welterweights aren't little by any means these days. But... we've got a welterweight here. It's one of those tweets you roll your eyes at and go, okay, Dylan, 100%. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shut your...
And that can be that.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, Dylan Dennis can suck it. I mean, is Connor really relevant anymore even? Is he?
No, but you've got to, when you do the social media burns, you've also got to give someone a Kakprat Award. So he gets the Kakprat Award for this week.
Without a doubt. And he
now
will be forgotten tomorrow.
That was a big
yeah. No, I'm only joking. Dylan Dennis, he's coming off surgery on his knee. He's a Bellator fighter. He's a 1-0, 2-0, or something to that effect.
2-0.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody.
He's a BJJ guy. Let's see what happens.
Give him GSP.
Yeah. Yeah. Give let's I mean, also another thing, what about Habib overlooking Justin, going straight for I'm going to retire 30-0 once I beat GSP. Listen, slow your roll, brother. You got to get through Justin Gaethje first.
But also we have to slow our roll because we're going to cover that fight in depth.
No, we will, definitely. But we also, I think we need to do we need to do another episode where we actually, instead of rushing and predicting the fight, we actually need to go in depth about these guys and actually do some digging. I think that will not only be insane, but it will be fun as well.
Yeah.
I thought we do that every week, Papa.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad.
not to his level.
Yeah, man. But guys, I think this has been a fantastic first live episode. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm frothed. It worked.
Huh?
It was great.
I'm frothing as well.
I'm frothing.
But that's the key point.
This has been great, man. Do you think do you guys think that's it? We'll reconvene next week for another episode of FTC. To look forward to that fight.
Yeah, let's see how these fights go this weekend.
Sweet, brother.
Good.
Well, on that note, this is From the Corner. We love you all. Please subscribe. Down the bottom right, there's a little bit of a little square that you can click subscribe. If not, just subscribe down at the bottom. We love you. We'll see you
Love you
soon.
too.
Check you later. Let's go.
Peace.
From the corner. Sometimes your stock is just higher.
I'm telling you, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's probably one of the worst things I've ever heard. Let's move on.
Just like that.